Welcome back to What It's Like Wednesdays, where I take one portion of my very medically complex life and share it with you. Today, waiting. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, Capricia, everybody has to wait, and you would not be wrong. But this is a different kind of waiting than being in a very stressful drive-through line with a bunch of hangry people in front of you and behind you, and then getting to the drive-through window and the poor drive-through worker who's been dealing with all of the hangry people that are in front of you and will have to deal with the ones behind you. That is an excessively stressful situation to be in. The type of waiting that I'm talking about is very layered and ultimately will decide whether or not I am breathing at the end and the quality of that breathing by the time it's all said and done. Let me give you an example. 4 weeks ago, I had an appointment with my neurosurgeon, and she said I needed to get some scans, an MRI and an MRA. Now, I live in Memphis, but I have really weird insurance, so it took 4 weeks to get those scans scheduled. Now, after she gets the results of those scans, then we decide which surgery we're going to do, so I can wait for those surgeries and then wait to see whether or not those surgeries work. Whichever surgery we choose works. Okay, so now the first week of waiting was perfectly fine. The second week of waiting was fine. I'm currently in the third week of waiting, and I find that this week I am experiencing a little bit of, I wouldn't say anxiety, but I would say that I'm having a little bit of trouble focusing on things that I normally focus on. Now, I have never had trouble with surgeries. They've never bothered me in the past. They were just kind of like, you have to put a Band-Aid on because you're bleeding and you don't want to leave bits of yourself all over where you are, so you put a Band-Aid on. The surgeries were that way. It has to be done, so you do it, and then you go home. These surgeries are the first ones that will directly impact epilepsy, and they bother me for a specific reason. Now, the first surgery with the VNS device bothers me because it will go under my skin and I will have it forever. Now, it will go under the skin, sort almost under your armpit. So go ahead and feel right there, right now. You can feel your rib cage. There's not a lot of tissue there. So that means I will be able to feel it. Now, think about the comparison of when you have a sore in your mouth and your tongue can't stop touching it. What if that's the case here and I just keep feeling it even if I'm not touching it? Oh my goodness. Plus there's that lead that goes to the vagus nerve. Oh my goodness, what if I move weird and then rip my vagus nerve in half? I've never even seen, just so you know, I've never seen a recorded element of that happening. But the feeling part, that really bothers me. The second surgery we're looking at is brain surgery. Now, it's really important that you never create a never will I ever list, because I have marked everything off of my list, everything except one, and that is brain surgery. It was number one, and you may think, well, how did that ever even make your list? Because when I was diagnosed with epilepsy, the ultimate fix for it was brain surgery. There are two types of brain surgery. So we have 1 and then 1A and 1B. 1A is the type of brain surgery that you have to stay awake for. I know, I didn't even know that happened. And then they have the type that they put you to sleep for. Now, the type we're talking about is 1B, the type where they put you to sleep. So that's okay. That's better than 1A. However, 1A is still left on my list, so there is the possibility of that later, I suppose. But we are at 1B. Now, it is not the surgery itself. It's not them going and doing stuff in my brain. That part's perfectly fine. The part that bothers me is that they will have to close the hole in my skull. Now, go ahead and feel your head right now. You can feel your skull. You can feel the shape of it. You know what it's like. You've had it your entire life. Now, if the topography of the skull should change, wouldn't you think you would know that? You would notice it, right? Now, would it be like the sore in the mouth? Would I keep touching it? And I'm going to know it. I'll have it for the rest of my life. That part bothers me. I realize that anytime anyone goes poking around in your body, there's the chance something bad could happen. But for me, I think there's more of a chance that I'm going to come through this and feel better than I have for the last 20 plus years. And for them, it's just some random Tuesday, for which I'm really grateful because I want them well practiced. However, for me, I'm going to be facing a fear that I never thought I would have to. Remember 1B on the Never Will I Ever list? And rationally, I know that everything's going to be fine for the most part. Irrationally, I wish my fairy godmother would come down and bibbidi-bobbidi-boo it all away. I don't need glass slippers. I need regular brainwaves. So, waiting for me is a little layered. And this time, it's bothered me a little bit more than the other times. So now, what is the most stressful thing you have waited for? And I'm not going to judge you. If it's waiting in a drive-through line, I totally understand that. I live in Tennessee. Anyone can carry a pew-pew. And in the summer, tensions run high. So let me know what you've got, and I'll talk with you later.